Coming up on WMBD News at noon, a local nursing home is coming under scrutiny for some of its practices. We're looking into what a new report found. Also, Illinois smokers may want to think twice about lighting up in a car of kids. We'll tell you about the potential penalties you could soon face. And a new way to read and explore in Peoria. We're giving you a closer look at strolling story times and what it's all about. Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us. I'm Shelby Roberts. Our top story this afternoon, we're following a developing story out of Creve Coeur. Take a look at this video. It was taken about an hour ago. We've since learned that one car caught on fire at Joe's Towing and Recovery, which then spread to 9 other cars. The assistant fire chief tells us that a spark ignited the fuel. No one was hurt. Also this afternoon, a McLean County nursing home is now on a federal watch list. This comes after a report found 26 health violations there. Our own Minash Gwangari explains what the future of that home could be.
When your loved one is sent to a nursing home, you trust they'll be taken care of. But a new report shows that may not be the case at one facility in the Twin Cities. Aperion Care of Bloomington is now one of 88 nursing homes in the nation to be named to the Special Focus Facility Program. The SFF program means the nursing home is failing to provide the quality of care that Medicare and Medicaid require. The report states some members of the staff were giving unnecessary medications to residents. It also states beds weren't properly inspected and noted there were multiple flies present within the facility. Aperion Care could now be subject to fines, additional federal inspections, and/or a removal of their Medicare and Medicaid eligibility. The facility's attorney, Frederick Frankel, released a statement saying the company is aware of the situation and has been working to improve conditions since they were cited. The statement went on to say Aperion takes over facilities that are in bad financial shape and does its best to turn them around. Frankel says while that's not an excuse, the company is providing adequate care and the residents who are there are completely taken care of. In the Twin Cities newsroom, I'm Minash Gwangari.
Thank you, Minash. From our Capitol newsroom, Governor J.B. Pritzker has officially signed off on the state budget. He says it will return the state to stability. $150 million will go toward paying down a piece of the state's remaining backlog, and other parts of the budget will be invested into the governor's key priorities. Those are education, health care, public safety, and criminal justice reform. The budget will go into effect July 1st. Well, Republican State Senator Chuck Weaver, who's from Peoria, voted against the state's budget. Weaver says he doesn't think lawmakers were given enough time to look it over. He also says he doesn't agree with lawmaker pay raises. But his biggest complaint about the recent legislative session is that he believes more could be done about the state's pension problem.
I want us to be very positive about some of the good things, right? Some of these, the vertical capital bill, which is about universities, horizontal capital bill that is about roads and bridges that we need to do. We need to be positive. Those things are needed. But I want to continue to be a voice that says I want to be thinking about Willie and Mary, my 2 grandbabies, about we got to solve this pension problem. And all of these new taxes did not go to start addressing that.
Illinois State University is getting a chunk of change from the state's budget. The school is expected to receive nearly $70 million in funding. That money will be used to complete renovations in the College of Fine Arts building. University officials say that the renovation plan has been in the works for a decade, but the project was put on hold because of some of the budget issues.
It's always nice to have that increase and seeing that higher education is being seen as a funding priority for the state. But we do feel that there's an added emphasis on it this year, and so we're very thankful that that's part of the budget.
Eric Jomey says the state's new capital bill could also help with library renovations. And in East Peoria, Illinois Central College is also getting newly earmarked money from the capital bill. $5.1 million will go toward giving the college administration's building and library a facelift. Part of the money will also go toward improving the college's roads and parking lots. Well, another passed bill this session also requires students to apply for college financial aid before they graduate high school. Supporters tell WJBC that this could inspire those not considering college to fill out some of the college applications and get the funding that they do need. On the other hand, opponents of the bill say they worry about how much it'll cost the schools to honor this new law. Governor Pritzker says he will sign the bill. And after passing this weekend, an additional bill would make adults think twice before smoking in a car with children under 18. Now, this bill includes cigarettes, but also cigars, weed, and pipes. If the bill is signed by the governor, it wouldn't matter if the car is stopped or the windows are rolled down. Maximum fines for a first-time offender would be $100. And if you were to do it again, it could cost you $250. As lawmakers work through passing some bills, the Workplace Transparency Act was approved under the radar. The act came about after many lawmakers said something had to be done to protect women and men from harassment in the workplace.
It's huge. It's a huge bill because I think it acknowledges that sexual harassment in the workplace is not okay. It's not acceptable.
And the bill requires the Department of Human Rights to create harassment training courses for businesses. It also requires hotel and casino owners to install panic buttons that employees can use in an emergency. Well, for many students, summer is a time for relaxation and a lot of fun. But for other kids, it's a 3-month stretch of not knowing where they'll get their next meal. So a number of Peoria organizations are coming together to help children living with food insecurity. They're offering summer lunch programs to help kids get the nutrition that they need. Now, any child under the age of 18 can show up to certain designated locations around the community and receive a free meal. Rich Drager, who's with the Salvation Army, he helps host a summer lunch program, and he emphasized the importance of those meals to families who might be struggling.
It contributes to their success, whether it be on that given day or in the future. You know, we're really giving them the fuel they need to achieve and to do great things.
And to find out where the summer lunch locations are in Central Illinois, you can visit our website, that's ciproud.com. In McLean County, former inmates are sharing their stories in an effort to inspire those who've been through some similar situations. Yesterday, the Women's Justice Task Force held a listening session in Bloomington. Now, that program helps women who have been through abuse or incarceration live better lives. At the session, the group brainstormed ways to reduce the number of women in prison by 50%. The Women's Justice Task Force says that the main goal is to empower women in the community.
The networking capabilities to give women kind of the confidence and self-esteem that they need is a big thing that I hope everybody walks away with.
And Heather Canuel was the last woman to give birth handcuffed to a hospital bed. After that, lawmakers passed a state law to end that practice within the prison center. Well, Peoria organizations are giving the community a new chance to read and exercise with a new thing called Strolling Story Times. You and your family can take a stroll through Columbia Park, and along the way, you'll find some book pages mounted on stands. Those stories will be changed periodically, and the goal is to promote literacy, physical activity, and the importance of family time.
Every other week we're going to be changing the book out, so you can make it every other week, or you can come back and reread it, and just something different for the area, and you can come from anywhere and read it.
And Strolling Story Times will be held on the 1st and 3rd Wednesdays in June and July. Still ahead, the newfound connection between diabetes and strokes. We'll tell you what that is in today's Health Matters.